Hey guys, so Tara here, and if you haven't checked out the Start of My Streak series, you're going to want to start there, or otherwise you're going to be like, oh, what are you talking about? Okay, so in the last video, I talked to you about these columns here in Streak and how they're so crucial for your business. I'm going to show you today how to get them set up and what to do. So when you're in Streak, you have the option of adding in different kinds of columns. What you can do is, let me open up Streak here. Closed. Here we go. Okay, so if I'm in Streak right now, I can click on this plus sign and I can add a column, and there's different kinds. There's actually different formats. So free form basically is like you can type in whatever the heck you want. I don't really use people. Date, you can like actually make it a date field so that when you click on it, a calendar will pop up and you can click on like a date. There's a checkbox. So it's like a very yes or no. Then I don't really use drop down. I'll skip that, but there's tags. You can tag it, type in a lot of different options and then like tag them, almost like a checklist in a way. I'll show you in a second what it's like. And then there's a couple magic columns. I talk about the only one I use a little bit later in the series. But for now, let me show you how I get mine set up and what I do. So the first one that I like to do is I have source. So this is, I have a notes field that's already built in there. You see that in there, right? Then there's source, and this is a free form field, and it's just how I indicate how I met them. Did I meet them on Facebook? Did I meet them from church or whatever? I'll just type that in. Then the date of last contact is a date field that I do, and anytime I engage with anybody, I'm going to write the date down, or not write it, but I'll select that date, and that's just a habit that I have developed now. Then former free group. This is a checkbox option. So if anyone was ever in a free group and they no longer are, I just check that box as I move them back to this stage. That way I know that at some point they were in the free group, they know how the free groups roll and everything, and that just helps me know more information. Same goes for the challenge group. I'll check a box if they were a former member. If they ever had any interest, a former interest in a group, I check that box. That's a great way of, like, you're kind of in a pinch and you need to contact some people and see if they're ready. That's a good group where you've already kind of had those conversations, so maybe you could send out another invite or see how they're doing, right? All right, next up is whether or not they're interested in Shakeology or have had interest in Shakeology. That's a great way for you to see at a glance, who to reach back to about seeing how they feel about Shakeology again, potentially. And then also programs that they are interested in. This is a tag field. And then what you do is you can type in a whole bunch of programs, create a whole bunch of tags, and then just select it for that person. So let's say someone is interested in 21 Day Fix. What you can do is you can click on 21 Day Fix and like add that as like their list of programs they're interested in. Let me show you. I'm such a visual person. So I'm going to create a tag field. That's all I'm going to say. I'm going to create a tag field and I'm going to name it, let's do a new one. Create a tag field and name it programs interested in, okay? And then what I'm going to do is I am going to add a box because I don't have one yet. All right, this is a person. And I am going to double click here and click manage options, and you can create some different tags. So I give you a sample list I just showed you on the other screen of programs. It's like Body Beast, let me add in their option 21 Day Fix, and so on. You can create all these tags so that when I'm looking at Tara and Tara says, oh, I'm interested in the 21 Day Fix, I can click on this. Well, this is really beneficial because I'm going to talk later in the series with you about how, let's say 21 Day Fix is on sale. You can actually do a filtered search, see everyone who is interested in the 21 Day Fix, and then send them a customized message letting them know, hey, this is on promotion right now. Do you want some information on it? So I have that field. The next field that I have is similar to it. It's programs owned. This is really great because if someone's interested in a group but they've already owned P90X or they've already owned T25, it's an opportunity for me to go, okay, well, you already had P90X in the past. Can you tell me a little bit about what worked, what didn't work? And that's going to help my recommendations, or say like, hey, let's do that program all over again in a challenge group this time. So that's another thing to do. With all of these fields, the tag fields especially, but all these fields, you want to make sure that you have the same ones for all the pipelines. The reason being, if you transfer a contact from one pipeline to the other, which you will definitely be doing, you want to make sure all that conversation transfers. So right down to making sure these tags are written as written, that's really important, otherwise that information won't transfer. Which is why in the next step, I'm going to actually show you how to copy those pipelines. That way you can save all that information, not have to retype it and do all that work. You don't have to do everything I had to do. So anyway, this is just how I'm able to set up the structure of my pipeline to make sure that those little columns are all set to go so that I'm collecting that information all along the way. All right, everyone, I'll see you in the next video.